Welcome to Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trades TV and to a 30,000 mile ownership report on our Skoda Fabia S MPI. So why don't we get out of Storm Ashley and into the warmth of the Fabia. Right, now that we're in the comfort of the Fabia and out of Storm Ashley, it's just time to take a look back over the year and how this car's clocked up 30,000 miles since 2018. Now, I'm going to start off, as always, this car, Fabia, has been a constant of the fleet since we bought it brand new in January 2018. It's got a full service history, first 3 years with Skoda, then afterwards it's been a mixture of Halfords but mainly Farmers Auto Care has looked after this car over its 30,000 miles. This car, as I said, is the constant. It's also the family car. I don't get to drive this car very much. It's mainly my wife's car. So it does sport in the back. It's not the tidiest of cars. It's got all the kids' paraphernalia in the back, like car seats, their toys, and probably bags of crisps that haven't been eaten, just been tossed in the back of the car. So it is a family car. It's in use every day doing the school run. But let's take a look back over the year. So we start in January, and right at the start of January, the car failed its MOT at 26,908 miles. This was in a previous video, but the car actually suffered a broken spring, and the shock absorber, which had been advised on an MOT test before, with a slight misting, that had burst. Now we can blame the potholes in Edinburgh for this, because my wife recalled at the time hitting a pothole not far from here and the car made an almighty bang. So we had to get 2 new shock absorbers and the car had to have a full set of springs. Thankfully, because I'd lowered this car, because I'm a boy racer, back in 2018, I kept the original springs after I lowered it and had them in the shed. So we supplied the springs to Farmers Auto Care and they fitted it just for the cost of labour. So let's have a look next. Into March, Muggins here, while moving out of the way of an ambulance, managed to clip a curb and break a wheel trim. So we managed to cable tie them on, but I'm going to show you this now. New wheel trims. So the car now sports a set of new wheel trims. These are just eBay specials and they're not my choice, they were the choice of my wife. It's her car, so I just let her decide on the wheel trims. They're not to my taste, but to be quite honest, actually they are starting to grow on me a wee bit. They aren't too bad for a set of wheel trims. Into May and June, we just had to replace a couple of bulbs. We changed a DRL bulb on the driver's side of the car. And we actually replaced that with a 31-year-old Ford bulb. Also in June, again I had to raid my parts store, but I installed Osram night breakers in this car as the passenger side headlight blew. So that was no cost to me. That would have been a historic cost. The night breakers, I think I had them in another car and I was going to put them into the Cactus, but we ended up in the Fabia. And also in June we fitted the new wheel trims as well. Into August, all we've had to do there is just replace the key battery in the driver's key. And that's probably now been the second change of batteries in the keys for the Fabia. So that's not bad. That's, how old is this car now? It's 2000. It's nearly 9 years old. So that's not too bad going. So we've had a couple of changes sets of batteries in the keys. The only major issue we've had with the Fabia this year is the back passenger window fell in on the passenger side. My son was putting it down and he tried to put it back up and it started making a grinding noise, and he got it up, but then it started just to slide back down again on its own accord. So we've had to whip the door card off, pull off an access cover, and to be quite honest with you, there's no way that you can actually see what has actually gone wrong. It's a very, very small access panel. So we broke out our ingenuity and the window doesn't open anymore because we've cable tied a block of wood to the inside of the door and it's propping the window shut. It's a bodge, but I didn't have the time when I was I didn't actually have the time to see what had actually went wrong, and as I said, the access hole to the inside of the door is very limited to see, so we've just propped it open, just propped it shut with a block of wood, cable tied to the inside of the door. So it's a bodge. It's a sort of Tasty Classics type of bodge, but it'll do. The car still runs, so that's fine with us. So, what has the Fabia cost to run in 2024 so far? Well, we take into account here, road tax, service, MOT costs, repairs, fuel, maintenance like air for tyres at petrol stations, cleaning equipment, what else? NCP parking as well when we park the car in town. I'm just trying to think what else. Yep, and insurance as well. So this year, so far, the Fabia has cost us £1,617.99 approximately. Some figures might not be quite there, so we've just approximated it, tell you. But as a rough ballpark figure, £1,617.99. So, what's the future for the Fabia? Well, since 2018 and before YouTube, before I started the YouTube channel, this car has been a constant on the fleet. It's seen so many cars revolve around it on the fleet, from the Mini, the the Volvo, the Qashqai, 75, the Cactus, as well as the Escort and now the Smart. But this car is going nowhere. We've had this car since new, as I've said. We know that this car is reliable. Mechanically, it's reliable. Cosmetically, it's got a few dings in it. I'm not going to lie. It's a car that you can just jump in and you know it'll go anywhere. And it sounds really, really bad. It's actually a car that I'm now starting to realise that I can leave it in a car park if it gets dinged. I'm not annoyed. Maybe when I first got the car, yeah, I would have been annoyed. I mean, the kids bring their scooters in up the side of the cars, and there has been a couple of times that they've caught the car with the scooter. There's scratches on it. There's little dings where I've maybe swung the scooter and it's caught the door. And yet I've also, myself and my wife, have pranged the gate post a couple of times on the car. My wife done the passenger side, I done the driver's side, just coming into the driveway. Especially when you've got 3 cars on the drive, you're trying to get an angle in, or you're trying to get them in quickly, and you manage to catch a gate post. So I'm not going to lie, it's cosmetically it's a bit battered in places. I've also but mechanically it's reliable. I can jump in this car, we can go on holiday in it, and I know it'll be fine. And the only other issue I can think is got a dodgy connection with a tail light. One of the wee bulbs doesn't light up. It pings up an error message on the dashboard occasionally. Easily solved, just go around the back, give it a thump, bulb comes on. We've disabled the daytime running lights on this car because it seemed to blow bulbs. Not long after we fitted our bulbs, it seemed to blow them again. So we've just turned them off through the car menu on the infotainment system. So 30,000 miles this car's done now. And we've not had any major mechanical issues this year, apart from at the start of the year when we've had to replace the springs and the shock absorbers. The only other repair we've really done is just the window. But this car's going nowhere. I think my wife's got the adage, if it's going to start costing a lot of money, then maybe we'll punt it. But maybe we're probably just going to, might just be the case, it might just get running at the ground. We take it from there. But that's a long time off anyway. But yeah, it's not going to go anywhere. Anyway, I'm going to come back later on at the end of the year, probably end of December and January, and we'll give a proper fleet update on all the 3 cars and their total costs for the year. But what I'll also do is I'll link the previous owner reports videos in the description box below. We've got a 20,000 mile Fabia video from about 2 years ago, and we've got a couple of ones at the start of the year. I think we also done one. We've done one at the end of the year for this car, and we'll also do the MOT failure for this car as well. I'll just link all these videos in the description box below. But as always, don't forget to like and subscribe at Scottish Car Enthusiasts and Trains TV. And we'll catch you soon with another video. Could it be smart related? Could it be cactus related? find out soon. That was me, and that was me with a gate post. Skoda.